Actually, I have one that combines them, and this is the ultimate one.
What?
So it has a magnet at the end of it, and then also, you squeeze the end of it, and then the clog comes out and grabs it. I was working on the Supra, and I fucking dropped a bolt, and like I said, it has all these pans, so it hits the pan, and I couldn't see it. I took my cell phone, and I just dropped it in the engine bay with the flashlight on, recording a video. Then I pull it back out, and then I watch the video. I'm sure we've all done this.
Yeah.
And I could see it. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I grabbed that tool, and I snaked it down, and it's all bendy, so it went down there, and then I heard the, like, click, and, like, the magnet grabbed it, and I did the little claw thing, and sure shit, I pulled that shit up like goddamn claw machine.
I need me one of them.
Okay, sorry. What's another one? Oh, I got it. Zoom.
That's a good one.
All right, welcome back to the MartiniWorks podcast. We are back, and you actually caught us, if you're watching, in the midst of me moving a couple wheels and tires around for the upcoming episodes that we're doing at US Air with the old Nissan Z.
Yeah.
And Slamming Enough Gatlinburg
Oh my God.
is coming up, and Appleton Takeover, which has probably already happened. And if you're listening in, I am currently employing Gels to move a bunch of heavy shit from my garage into a Jeep, which makes it look like we're cleaning out the garage, but really we're just bringing back more stuff.
It's lovely that, you decided to do this as we were setting up for the podcast.
Well,
that made it really good.
You guys weren't doing a whole lot, so I just figured I'd put some stuff together for us and at least keep us busy. You know what I'm saying?
Joe's so strong.
Dell's a big, strong man. Hey, by the way, my God. I have to actually I have to go into you. Let's start the podcast.
What are you doing right now?
We did start the podcast.
Let's start roll the subject.
You opened it.
Oh.
Did I?
You just answering some DMs right now?
Start it up.
Yep.
Yeah, let's start it off.
She's rolling.
Okay, good.
Purring like a kitten.
All right. If you guys actually ended up, I don't have access to the order list. I was gonna go get it. Should I go get it?
Yeah, I can stall.
Okay, you stall.
All right.
I'll be right back.
It's not really stalling. So what we're going to talk about on the podcast, which may or may not be the title, is some car or automotive enthusiast things that made our lives easier.
Oh, yeah.
So whether I thought we could talk about whether it's like detailing stuff or tools or mods or
just
tips.
anything in general that is like
Just
made.
Because as a car enthusiast, there's a lot of things about being a car enthusiast that makes you hate your life.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot.
Dude, it's insane. And it's like, it's usually it's 99% of the time self-inflicted in one way
car inflicted.
Or car inflicted. And yeah, I'd say one of the biggest things for me is like growing up and when I was like working on the old Eclipse and stuff back in the day or the...
It's just windy out.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep.
We're outside.
Yeah,
sorry. When, working on the old Eclipse and stuff back in the day, it was like access to tools and the right tool. I was like hodgepodging, fucking erector setting, like tools together to work on that car like every time I touched it because we had like just a bin of tools. It wasn't like an actual toolbox. It was like a Tupperware bin that was usually used for like
nightmare fuel
campers stuff. And it was like trying to piece together the right tool that I needed or the right size socket. And it made working on shit a living nightmare. So like I remember my wife got me a Craftsman like 100 and some piece set toolbox for shit. It was like our anniversary or something, like when we were dating in high school. Big gift back then. I was like, holy shit.
It's still a big gift.
Oh yeah. And I was like, holy shit, I still use it. I like that is like my go-to to this day.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it's a bit underrated and you're gonna have some mechanic people getting all pissy, but like, dude, Craftsman tools are perfectly fine. Don't get all stuck on the name for tools. Don't get me wrong. Like I've my buddy has a whole full on Snap-on set. I've been over there and I've used it, and it's like when you go from like rail vodka to like a fancy vodka, and it's like, holy shit, I'm not gonna be hungover now. Yeah. That's kind of what it's like, but you can still get drunk off rail vodka.
Yeah.
So if you just just get yourself a nice little tool set. You don't need to have the whole fucking $12,000 box.
No.
Actually, they're more than that.
Yeah.
But like, just like a socket set that's nicely organized. That has
a decent
everything.
Socket set will change your life.
You'll be surprised how long and how many years you use that fucker for.
I would even say the little plastic tool that you use to get the plastic components off your car.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The little door.
I finally bought a set of those like interior like panel removers. Dude, I don't know why the fuck it took me 27 years to go buy a set of those. They're like $10.
Yeah.
That is the best thing.
Because that's the thing. You are when you're struggling with something on a car, you're upset that you think that the engineers had no idea what they're doing. And sometimes the engineers really they don't. But for the most part they do.
Yeah.
The thing is that there are businessmen and women
Business.
who go and they say, wow, that looks difficult. Let's fix it. And they make a part or they make a tool. And you don't think that tool exists. I promise you.
It does.
It does. Every tool you could possibly imagine for needing to do something on a car exists somewhere.
100%.
It just has a weird name.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a little expensive.
Yeah, but the plastic cover.
Plastic ones are like $10. Get them if you do anything on cars. Because even like.
And get the backup.
It doesn't even have to be like the interior pieces. It's like the little stupid pop clips that they put fucking everywhere nowadays for everything.
Yep.
I mean, you can have like
I
10
break
bolts and then 20 of
so
those
much
fucking
of that
clips. It's
stuff.
like, what are those clips doing?
A lot of
I
times
don't
you
know
can
what
even
they're
get a kit of like the plastic push-ins that you have because you will break them when you take them out, no matter what.
It's just a matter of
You
time.
guess something you want to read?
Yeah, so I wanted to give a huge shout out. That's what I was running back into the house for. To the following people for picking something up from MartiniWorks
I hope I
because
made the list.
we got some banners, we got some decals, we
bought so
also
much
have some car parts. So thank you, Lucas, for picking up some tech springs. Carter Grimes for picking up a catch. I'm sorry, Carter G for picking up a catch can. Connor for picking up a banner. Clayton picked up a black banner. Zachary picked up an XL MartiniWorks heavyweight hoodie.
Nice.
And then Chris picked up some lower control arms and a rear camber arm and toe kit.
God
from the
dang.
site.
That's so fucking cool.
So thank you guys so much for supporting that. That truly does mean a lot. You have no idea. Every single time something comes through the website, I turn into a kid of the candy shop. So if you are looking for parts for your car, check it out over at MartiniWorks.com. If you don't see it, that doesn't mean we don't have it. So shoot us a message through the chat bot, and we will get back to you. We can help you out with the pricing, all that sort of good stuff, and we offer free shipping. So.
Yeah, believe it or not, they have more than just Tane suspension and a couple exhausts.
Yeah, we do have more. We're working on it.
Yeah,
we're working on it. Just give us a little time.
I was a kid in a candy shop at one point, and I don't remember it being like overly exciting. Like I got a few chocolate raisins. I remember they had really good chocolate raisins, but like I wasn't like, it's such a big term to be a kid in a candy shop.
What was the one that was in the Oakwood Mall?
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that one? They had this.
When he said kid in a candy shop, I literally thought
immediately
of that candy shop.
Yeah,
Were
see,
you
I
guys
was
that
excited.
really?
I was ecstatic.
It was pretty cool because it was so bright and everything was like clear.
Yeah.
If you remember, it was all really. And I remember walking by, I'd be like, "Papa, can we go in?" And he'd be like, "No, we have candy at home." And the candy at home was like a Mexican spicy lollipop
Yeah, it's
from
good.
Christmas
Those
the
are kinda
last
good.
year.
Those are kinda good.
Yeah.
No, see, I was the kid. I would have my Halloween candy from last year, and I'd still be like eating it. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a big of a candy person nowadays, but back then, oh yeah,
would-
that was my favorite thing. Was like, I know it was like just raw sugar, but it was like they had the machine and there's like different like colors, and you like get the long tube and and it like fills the tube
That's
with
such
sugar.
a fucking weird candy to
Yeah,
get,
that's
dude.
very odd.
It's like a giant pixie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Let's go back to helping our fellow car enthusiasts.
No, I want to talk about
with
candy.
tools. I would say probably for Dakota, especially since he just loves lug bolts over lug nuts. Getting one of those. What do you call it? Like
A lug conversion kit.
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
lug
that'll
bolt,
save your
like the
life.
holder that you screw in.
No. I'd say it honestly over because they make a little holder, so it makes it easier to
Yeah, for like
mount your
$12
shit.
bucks.
But just do the lug conversion kit. It's
That's
not,
like $1,400.
no.
maybe for a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're really not that expensive. I just like sitting and complaining about it.
No, it is good because like I've seen Becca and I were trying to get the tire replaced on her M4 and she didn't have one of those. Usually you just throw it in like the glove compartment or something like that.
I've never used one of those. Actually.
Really? It's super convenient
I would
because
imagine.
otherwise you bang up your lug holes really bad because you're trying to like hold it, then you're trying to put
I know.
the lug bolt in and you're trying to drill it because you can't twist it.
I think I should make an automotive confession on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I've lost count at how many times I've zapped the lug bolt out and then had it fall on the lip of my wheels. And I'm talking about my 3-piece wheels, my TE37s, and it's almost the equivalent of curbing it, like the feeling, like just hearing it on the lip. And I've nicked it.
Do you remember when we went out to that Continental trip?
Yes, I remember vividly. I
We
know
went
exactly what
to
you're
West
talking about.
Coast. We went to West Coast Customs.
The West Coast cut.
The West Coast
Yeah.
Customs, and there was like one of the guys. He's like had his Porsche there, and they're like, "We're gonna do a tire change
Challenge. I was
here's
like,
an
okay, Gels
impact,
could do it.
and you're gonna take that wheel off, put that wheel on
this Porsche.
on this Porsche. There's some random dude's Porsche, and whoever can do it the fastest, you get
Wins.
something,
Yeah.
dude. The amount of cross thread,
Yeah, it was
like
terrible to
wheel
watch.
drop.
It was cringy
like-
to watch. And then Gels broke the gun.
break the gun.
Yeah, you did.
The gun
You were
broke
using
itself.
it, and the
Did
impact
he?
stopped working. West Coast Customs impact.
Did you get billed for that or what?
Continental might have, but I didn't.
Gels
No
is good
shit.
at breaking things.
The entire time, what's the guy's name? Is it Ryan? Like the main guy, like the
Oh,
host
yeah.
of the show and everything, is just sitting there watching Gels like. And then he fucking breaks it, and he's like.
I don't think it was like that. It was like I went to like switch it to like go like tighten it, and it just was like it's just like it didn't do anything. It's just the air just came flying.
Yeah,
out.
and then the main guy, the host, he was like,
I didn't look at him. I was too nervous to.
You're
look at
too nervous to look anywhere else.
I was
his
like, I
expression
didn't.
didn't change.
I was like, I didn't even want to do.
He was
this.
really nice. He came and said hi. What's up? I'm not talking shit by any means.
No,
He's
yeah.
a really cool guy. But like, I think everyone was like, "What the fuck? Why are we
Yeah, it was a really odd.
doing this test with lug bolts?" Like,
there's
the
no
worst
there's
scenario.
no way that hub wasn't fucked up.
Oh, anyways, I have another thing that I thought of that was like super
tip.
useful. Everyone should buy this. I don't even think you guys have this, so you should pick it up because it is a game changer.
Adding it to the shopping list.
Is like
Alexa.
an automotive squeegee, basically
that
the
on a
ShamWow.
What?
They're, you know, like they're like the texture of it's almost like a
Like a hide.
yeah, and like you take it out, you store it wet, and I thought that was the weirdest shit. You literally put it away wet. When you take it out, it's a little damp, and you put it on the car, and you just drag it across, and it soaks up all the fucking water.
Really?
Oh, and it works so good.
Okay. I didn't.
Having a black car, you need to know this kind of stuff because water spots will make your car look dirtier
Yeah.
than it was before you washed
100%.
it. So like, I needed to find something, and everyone's like, "Oh, use a leaf blower, dude." It doesn't work.
No.
It's good. Even with my car ceramic coated, it doesn't.
It just kind of like moves it around.
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
like
just
blow it
blows it to
off.
a
It
different
just moves
spot.
it over here. Yeah.
For some parts, it works good.
Yeah.
I would say another good tip if you're out there and you're going to a lot of shows and stuff like that because you are trying to keep your car clean. I made this mistake for a long time where it's like I was constantly pulling cleaning stuff out of my garage, putting it in a random bag or something like that, or throwing it in the trunk and then coming back and like unpacking it. Just create a dedicated car show or, you know, out of house travel kit for your car, including like microfibers, cleaners, the basic stuff, and just keep it in a bag.
Maybe a
you put
couple
in your
tools
car.
as well.
Yeah.
Just in case, you never know.
I used to have that. I used to have a little crate. I bought a little wooden crate, and I put all of that stuff
yeah.
in there, and it was so nice. I just threw it in the back of my car, and it was just nice to have everything
You'd always just have
organized in there because you know a bird's gonna shit on your car
The moment
the
you pull
second
in.
you don't have something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. I've ran into that. I think it was literally. Was it last Gatlinburg? It was a car show we went to, and I was like, I literally have no detailed supplies, and we had to like run to a parts store, and I just bought a bunch of stuff, and then I just kept it in the car.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just gonna stay with me.
Because that's the same thing with like your coil over ratchet tool and like any sort of lug bolt.
What's the name of it?
that.
What's the name of that?
I don't know, Knuckle Blaster 9000,
You don't know the name?
like a locking collar thing.
Ratchet.
The fucking.
Are you just having a huge brain fart?
No, I'm
What's
talking.
wrong with you?
it's
I know what
like-
you're talking about.
Yeah,
We
I
all
do.
know what you're
it's
talking
the
about.
unfinished shape of a D. That one.
It's a C, first of all.
Well, no, depends on which way you look at it, right?
It could be a B.
It could be a B. It could be a D.
It could be a P.
Oh, I
It could
suppose
be a
you're
really
right.
long C.
It's a spanner wrench.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
thing.
name of it.
Yeah, whatever.
It happens to us all, but it was just funny to have. Okay, another one I got. Gels actually taught me this one, so shout out Gels. It made my life easier. Was ramps.
Oh, yes.
Instead of using jacks. I've never ever done that, and I always thought they looked gimmicky and kind of stupid, not gonna lie. And then Gels was like, nah, I don't fuck with jacks. They're sketchy. And I was like, you know what? They do kind of destroy the underside of your car because like I never use them properly.
Yeah.
And so I got a set of ramps, and now it would be really nice if I could just drive right up on them. Then it would be like the ultimate life hack. But my car's too low, and I just push it because the only ones I could get were pretty tall ones.
Yeah.
Which turns out to be nice. But for example, so I can explain myself so it doesn't sound as stupid, the Supra has specific jack points, and they're little like squares. There's 4 of them that are on in the front, in the rear, and you like lift those. And with having my car slammed, that car's like completely flat under the bottom of it with trays and stuff. So there's like no way to really put a jack on a slam Supra. Because you use the jack to go on the jack point, and then once it's up, it's like you don't got any more
There's
fucking
no backup
spots.
points.
Yeah, so it's like super hard just to do an oil change. But you get them fucking ramps. I just jack it up and I set the wheel on the ramp, and then bada bing, bada boom. And now, and I'm not worried about it at all when it's on the ramps. You don't think twice. I mean, it's locked and loaded. You're good to go.
It's just like it's parked. No, yeah, I for like drifting and stuff, I bought a set of they're like GK Tech ramps. They're just like a super low profile. They're like a
yours are nice. Yours are made for
they're like
an aftermarket car.
They're like super light. They little come in like a little bag. I think they're like $80. Highly recommend getting a set of those especially if you do like track days and stuff, or you have a really low car that you sometimes like. I use them because I just need to get the jack under the car.
Yeah, that's
So
another.
I'll just like back it up on there, and then I can get the jack under it at least. But those are really handy.
So you're not using like the fucking wood panels.
Yeah.
I still do that sometimes. That's honestly a good tip too. Keep a few 2x4s laying around.
Dude,
Because if you lower your car, you just drive up on them.
Like if you ever think you're like, wow, I just don't know if I should buy insert random tool or item here for my household.
Try a 2x4.
Try a 2x4. You can probably use it for household needs and also your garage needs.
There was before that I literally had like a couple like MDF boards that I was using for something. There's a bunch of like scraps laying around of that, so I would like stack them up. And dude, how many fucking times I'd like go up on them, and then like the stack would shift and like the whole thing would fall, and I'd like have to get out and fucking restack them. And yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
Another tip that I would have, if you can, any sort of like, as weird as it sounds, silly affordable magnetic light. Doesn't need to be name brand. Could be Craftsman, could be Milwaukee Tool if you got the money, could be a random fucking Amazon brand. Doesn't matter. Like just having it where you can just dunk and you connect it, and it's so nice.
Also, get one of those little fucking extendable magnetic pen things. Because as someone with big, chubby, dumb hands that drops shit all the time, and it always finds its way into like the fucking tightest little crevice, get one of those little magnetic things. Dude.
Yeah, so Alex's was great with the light because you can use it in tandem with Joe's tool that he's talking about.
Because you need to light up
there's
the dark
two of them.
crevice.
Actually, I have one that combines them, and this is the ultimate one.
What?
So it has a magnet at the end of it, and then also, you squeeze the end of it, and then the clog comes out and grabs it. Because I was working on the Supra, and I fucking dropped a bolt, and like I said, it has all these pans, so it hits the pan, and I couldn't see it. So I wish I had a magnetic light. I didn't, but what I did is I took my cell phone, and I just dropped it in the engine bay with the flashlight on, recording a video, and I like spun that bitch around. Then I pull it back out, and then I watch the video. I'm sure we've all done this.
Yeah.
And I could see it. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I grabbed that tool, and I snaked it down, and it's all bendy, so it went down there, and then I heard the like click, and like the magnet grabbed it, and I did the little claw thing, and sure shit, I pulled that shit up like goddamn claw machine.
I need me one of them.
It felt like I won. I was
50
happier than when I won.
How many videos do you think you have on your phone of just like random parts of your car that you either had to like take a video of to see what the hell was going on, or you were using the flashlight and you accidentally like took a picture recording?
Yeah, I have a ton, but I deleted
I'll be because I'll be like, okay, I gotta like clean out like some stuff in my phone. I'll be going through. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's like inside of like the freaking like fender gap and like the 240 or some shit. Like
That's just me with like spare car parts.
Yeah.
Like I'll just like open, like there's a set of gyro disc brake rotors in that shelf right there for the E55 AMG that I had 8 years ago.
Why didn't you
and
sell
I was
them or
like,
something?
why don't you sell them, Alex?
Yeah.
I don't, because I tried. It literally still shows up on Facebook. It's like 2017. It's like, would you like to renew this?
No one wants to buy them.
6 years old.
like, hey, you remember this?
It's like, oh shit, yeah, I do, I guess.
Just scrap them.
No, I would say so. Like in summary, if you're looking for some quick tips, some quick wins with parts and like buying stuff for your garage, the plastic removers are awesome for like the different snapping pieces on the interior. You can actually get the same thing for your electrical connectors in your engine bay. There's a tool for that. It's like $10.
Oh, yeah.
Totally worth it. Things that you can either grab with that either have a magnet or a light. Getting some magnetic lights is super helpful. And then honestly, just like keeping a tray around and keeping like a way to organize all the stuff as you go to take apart your car. Like I have Ziploc bags that are just in here with a Sharpie marker, so that anytime we're doing something, if it's more than like 2 or 3 bolts, just label it, zip it up. You might think it's a waste. You can cross it off, use it for the next project. But just organizing your garage with the right tools speeds things up tremendously. Almost to like, what, 20 minutes?
Dude, at least 15 if you want.
Yeah, 20-minute job. Most of your jobs would be like 20 minutes.
All right, one last tip. If you have an aftermarket part installed and you want to go back to stock, if you just watch the aftermarket part install video backwards, it's actually putting your stock parts back on.
We're going to be right back. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about some other fuck shit. So the internet is a fantastic place for
Who told you that?
people of all kinds, all interests. It's sometimes a little bit of a cesspool, but for the most part, the internet is a pretty cool place to be. All right. The only problem is that sometimes it can kind of romanticize, in my opinion, the reality of life, we'll call it. Okay. You watch 8-second TikToks of this person being like the perfect mother, perfect father. And if you're an aspiring dad or mom, you're like, wow, I guess that's how I have to be all the time. And then it puts these unrealistic expectations on your life. We're going to not take it so seriously. We're going to talk about the same shit happening in the car scene because it is 100% happening. It's happening to me, and it is kind of bugging me a little bit. And I think it's probably impacting other people's ability to share their automotive passion. Like,
I can see that.
Like, just to give you a little bit of a maybe some. Is that a pink Escalade?
Oh my god, it totally is.
Oh,
that one
whoa,
of the,
it's
is that
like
like the
super
Mary
light
Kay?
pink.
Yeah, it's a Mary Kay one, isn't it?
It is.
We're in that
It
kind of
is.
neighborhood.
Doesn't it mean like they give you if you sell like a
Yes.
shit ton of stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they give
It's
you
like
one
the
of those.
Mary Kay like final boss.
Wait, Mary Kay, if you sell enough of their makeup, will give you an Escalade?
Yeah,
Well,
they've
I
got.
know what I'm doing this week.
So when we jump into like this conversation, I think we're kind of became maybe the most relevant for me is I'll go out there and I'll watch TJ Hunt, Adam LZ, Dustin Williams eliminate in like a cycle of sorts. And I came across TJ Hunt's video of him releasing his GTR like series, one of
He's been working on for like 2
182,
years.
and he's been
yeah.
working on for 2 years. And I'm like, and I saw that video and I was amazed by it. And I was also like, holy shit, why would I ever want to make a garage video about me like doing 2 to 3 things on my S2000 when
Yeah.
shit like that exists out there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is wild because it's like, you know, I remember when I first started watching like automotive YouTube stuff, it was the little things, and it was like you could see the progression because it was like Mighty Car Mods doing like goofy shit with their like Datsu or whatever, like cars and like goofing around with that stuff, and then it was like, you know, all the boys installing coilovers and NVIDIA exhausts for the first time, and it's like, you know, it's cool to see that, but yeah, now it's like I feel like no one
so
wants to
wild.
watch it anymore, unfortunately, and it's like I loved watching that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because it's really tough. YouTube has changed quite a bit, and
Oh,
it's no fault of anyone else. Everyone's just doing, you know, what content will pull more views, and to
Yeah.
get more views, you have to do crazier stuff. That's the way it is right now. But like when YouTube started, you know, these guys, shout out to them because they've been doing it for like 12 plus years at this point, which is insane. But like you could just do like an exhaust install or an intake install because there was like
Not much
maybe
of it out there.
one other video on it. So it was cool to see another perspective, or maybe they had a tip in theirs that they don't. Now there's a million videos, but also it's so much different now because companies know that YouTube is a good way to market their product. So a lot more people can do these insane series because a company is willing to shell out some cash to be a sponsor, to now do a crazy series. So it makes it kind of unrealistic for the little guys. And then like also even like me, I agree. I get a little bit deterred making content because it's like I've had the same car now for going on 3 years. Like, and it's to the point where there's not like a ton more I want.
Right,
to
you're not.
do
It's,
to it.
You know, people are. You know, it's almost like the expectation is like every video needs to be like a crazy evolution from like this step to this step to this step. Where it's like, no, I just maybe want to like install like a little wing on the car, or like I just want to change the wheels out, or we just have to like upgrade the brakes a little bit or something like that. You know, it doesn't feel like it's enough.
No, it never feels like it's enough.
What
ever.
I have found though, what's helped me with that kind of stuff specifically, because it's like I did some videos with like the 240 and stuff like that. It was like, you know, spent the whole weekend like filming and like doing all that kind of stuff, and you know, didn't perform entirely too well. But what I have found success in is like the short form stuff. So like cutting it up, or like even specifically just setting the phone up and filming portions of that installation, and then throwing it on like Instagram Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts even. and it reaching way more people and like doing what's expected, and that is fun too. But I mean, you know, there's still something about making like a full length video that just feels good, but it also sucks because it's like, you just almost know that it's like this just
how much work goes into that
it's insane
compared to, you know, just making a short. Not that I mean, shorts don't take work, they do, but not, you know, you're editing something that's under a minute compared to 10 minutes, and it is
you can sit down on a couch and, like, you know, while you're doing other stuff or while you're making lunch, you can crack out a short video.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
You know, a long form video that's 14 minutes long of you installing.
That's a couple nights at the computer editing. You know, that's a good chunk of time out of the way, and it's like, you know, then it gets to be, it's like, okay, well, now the time investment into it's like, well, fuck, I might as well just make 5 shorts in a couple hours versus, you know, one 14-minute length video.
But everything else is monetized too, and it's like we're speaking from the perspective of, I would say we've done that before. Like we made long form videos that have been successful and have done well and things like that. So it's like I've seen those numbers and it's been really satisfying. But at the same time, everything is monetized nowadays. So it's like if you want to edit a video but you can't edit a video, the cost of getting a video edited is expensive. The cost of getting a thumbnail made, expensive. The cost of having somebody help you film it is expensive. So it's like, if you go into the monetized space of YouTube and say, well, I'm going to see if somebody can help me edit this. It's like, well, you're probably $250 deep in an edit.
Then it turns into a business.
And, then you're getting 6,000 views and you make $12 and you're like, is this what other people are doing? And it's like, no.
Then you got to, you know, is it worth it? Literally, is it worth it at that point? Because it's like, look how much money I'm shelling out, maybe for like even the parts or like, you know, and then the time. And then, like you said, if you're having someone edit or like, you know, film stuff and paying that for it, it's like, you can easily rack up the bill pretty high.
That's the thing is like, I enjoy making videos.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing it just for a check, but that's what helps make the videos. That's so I can do the next thing, so I can go out and do the next event or like, whatever, you know.
The point, at least, you know, for me, like the monetization of stuff is to like put back into the videos and like to have stuff to do to the cars.
Yeah, the investment is always just back into.
So yeah, it makes it tough.
I think where it gets weird is like if you're out there and you're trying to make content or you're trying to do something, and you get a little deflated because of how much has already been done. You know, sometimes even though it's tough, it's like just do it anyway.
Yeah.
As much as you don't want to, or as much as you think it's not going to do well, maybe it doesn't do well, and then you're gonna be like, well, shit, I'm never going to do this again. But the market was a lot easier to do that sort of stuff 10 years ago. Yeah, it was very easy 5 years ago. I would say it was easy 5 years ago. It's very hard now because a lot of the tutorials and the how-tos and the the videos that helped a lot of these people that you see huge now kind of explode was because they started making how-to videos. That's literally what it was. Like you look at some of TJ Hunt's oldest videos blowing up with the FRS or the BRZ, what was it, with Miley, I think is the name of the car. And it was like, how to install a rear spoiler, how to sticker bomb your fender.
The car was relatively new. No one was really doing that content on the new platforms. Everyone wanted to see, you know, the product, because it was like, oh man, I get to see like this progression and evolution. It's like, I don't have to spend money on it, but I can watch this person do it. And that was,
and those videos got 500,000, 1 million views, 2 million views. And it's like, you know, when you look back at a lot of those, even from our previous history, like some of the biggest first videos outside of us talking about brands was how certain things worked and how certain things didn't work. And we were the first ones in the space. So that's what brought the views up. So it's like, you either have to be, I think I heard this from somebody. He's a Minecraft guy. He wears like a mask, smile. He's got like just a smiley face.
Marshmallow.
No. What's his name?
I have no idea who you're fucking.
Are you talking about Dream?
Yes, Dream. Dream was on a podcast, and he
get
said,
in trouble for some shit.
I don't know. I was only watching the podcast. I don't need to know everything about everyone all the time to be able to reference somebody on a podcast.
Anyway, what did he say?
He's like, if you're going to go into something, you either have to do something new or you have to do something better. Like if you want to make a splash. And I think just going into your content and asking yourself if you even want to do that is a really good first step. Like, do I want to be different or do I want to be better?
Sure.
Or do I want to just make content? Because I think if you say, I just want to make it, like I don't really care about it being different or being
then
better,
it's like, don't expect
then you don't
a crazy outcome.
Yeah, then you don't have the expectations. TikTok and those companies are like, well, we'll give you a random million viewed video every once in a while so that you feel like you did something fantastic. And then you're going to go pump out 30 more videos and they're going to get 2,000 views.
You're
and
like, what the fuck,
hell?
man? Yeah.
I thought I was the
Yeah.
next this or the next that. And it can just be disheartening, especially in the car scene, because I think a lot of people are very malleable or
you get
influential.
you get so influenced by it, and it's like you get attached to it almost. Like it's all, you get addicted to it in a sense where it's like, oh man, that worked. I got this. And then, like you said, you pump out like 30 more videos because you're excited and all that kind of stuff. And then it's like, man, now I suck. That was stupid. What am I doing? You think it's like a you problem. It's really not. Don't beat yourself up if your content doesn't perform well.
Yeah, one thing I think to clarify too is like we were kind of talking about the old videos that like TJ, Dustin, those guys made. I wouldn't say it was easy necessarily back then. I mean, it still takes the same amount of stuff to do a video. Not like it's still a grind to consistently upload. Anyone that's doing that, dude, I know for a lot of people it looks like, oh, they're just making a video, having fun, but it is a ton of work, planning and stuff like that. But
I totally agree.
I think it was just more it's easier for like maybe ideas because there was like no video, so you had so much room where it's like now everyone has done the video you're trying to do. So that part I think is a little harder.
I think where I get that from is like I love the content that all those guys do, TJ and Adam and Dustin and all those guys that have been doing it and girls that have been doing it for a long time. I think for me though, it's the same sense of saying if you were on TikTok before everyone else in 2017, you have a massive following if you just posted. Nowadays, for you to get a large following on TikTok, you either have to do it better or you have to do something new. That's the only way you blow up. The amount of people coming into the space to like take the content to like watch 10 years ago was much higher than people that are now populating that space with content. And that's what I mean by maybe it's not that it's easier, but the competition was lower. There weren't as many Adams. There weren't as many TJ
The
Hunts.
chances
there
of
were not
success
as
were higher.
Yes, because there were not as many people playing in the field. Now there's a lot of people playing in the field. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're starting this space in 2022, you do have more of an algorithm blocker that I would say than you did if you started in 2013 or 2010. And I think the same thing goes for TikTok. The same thing goes for Instagram. Remember the days before Reels on Instagram, how hard it was to actually grow a following?
Oh, sorry.
You know how hard it was to grow a following without
On
Reels
Instagram?
back then?
Yeah,
it was impossible.
It was funny. I was looking at that because like, I remember when I consistently started like posting photos and stuff on like Instagram and like, saw like the growth and like, with everything going on. And when Reels happened, it's like, man, I remember it took me like so long to like gain like this amount. It was like posting like every day consistently, all that sort of stuff. And then, within like the last, like, I think like 6 months here, it's like doubled where I was like, like it's just exponential with that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's crazy.
And that growth used to be normal on YouTube. Like from somebody who's done this for a long time. Because I would say I don't know how long you've been making content on YouTube, Dakota, but like
since I came out the womb.
Yeah. Giles, how long have you been making content?
Like in general?
Yeah. Like for YouTube.
Shit, like middle school, high school.
Yeah. So
like from like snowboarding edits to
like RuneScape
RC
music
stuff,
videos.
RuneScape music videos.
I'd say middle school.
Back in the day when titling something and having the right tags actually meant like a super big deal back then.
Yeah,
they
no,
didn't
it
have
just
something
doesn't
scraping it. But it has changed. How things grow has changed substantially. And I think those vanity metrics, as much as Instagram wants to tell you that they don't want you to care about them, like there's a whole psychology around those apps being used because you want those numbers to happen.
Like everything is like, I look at it like it has to be precise almost. Like you have to have like a game plan going into stuff. Like especially if like you're starting off with something, it's like you need to like be precise with each step that you take.
But and hear me say that's also why I think that's not to say that if you're out there trying to make content, you're out there trying to be a car enthusiast, you're out there trying to be a YouTuber, like don't not do it because you hear that it's hard, because there are people that look at the conversation of saying I want to either be better or different, and people are like, well, I'm going to be different, and you get YouTube channels like Night Ride, which are so fucking cool to watch, like just their style and their color and the way they talk and the way they frame things, and like they have a super cool unique channel that is really engaging to watch, that doesn't feel like anything else out there. So
100%.
It doesn't mean don't do it. It just means think about maybe what you're going to do.
You might be different without even knowing it. Might be a little weird.
Maybe you're a Sean Berger.
I miss Sean. He messaged me. He said, hey, I've been listening to the podcast. It's like, I miss hearing you guys. And I was like, damn.
Damn.
Miss Sean.
So I said
miss
we gotta
Sean.
get Sean on the podcast.
Oh, that would be
So
wild.
We're gonna drive to Florida tonight. And we're Gonna
Tonight?
go, we're gonna go get him on the podcast.
All right.
'Cause I miss Sean.
Sean should come up to Tennessee.
Yeah, he should.
Gatlinburg.
Oh, that would be
should.
awesome.
He can bring his 2004 MLK 55 AMG
One of
dark green
10
one of
ever
si-
made
one
in
of
the world.
6, owned by the president of Zimbabwe.
Knowing him, he'd have to like roll up in that scooter that he had.
Hey, Giles and I have seen Saddam Hussein's car.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can say that on the internet.
Oh, well, they
fuck.
said it to us,
Yeah,
and they
they-
showed it to us. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so here's,
Here's, like, Herbie.
Herbie, the Mach 1. That's Saddam Hussein's limousine.
And there's the
That's a
Batmobile.
Batmobile.
We were like, wait, what? What was that?
Hold
That-
on. Wait,
what's
what
this
did you-
weird car? What did you say that was?
Why is the glass like this thick?
Why did you get that? How'd you get? Oh, we just bought it in an auction. What do you mean? What auction?
You're like, yeah, when we heard it came up for auction, we knew we had. I'm like, how do you, what are you tapped into to know when that kind of vehicle goes up for sale?
Yeah,
It's just absolutely
That was,
ridiculous.
and it's just like in the basement of the Peterson Auto Museum. It's just
Yeah.
tucked away.
as it should be.
Probably, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm not sure that's when
Maybe
you
they
put,
should
that's
just,
like
like,
when you
crush
put
it.
front
Yeah.
and center, in front of everything.
That's
Maybe
fair,
they
but
couldn't crush it because the glass was like 3 inches thick.
How do you think they destroy a bulletproof like vehicle? Like, how do you think when they go and they grab like an old Chevy Tahoe and they're like, well, we gotta get this thing crushed, and you go to crush it and you're like,
Yeah.
she's not.
It just does nothing. Well, no, it's
The glass
it's,
doesn't break.
it's not crane proof though, Alex. So
Yeah.
I think it does just smash up still.
Yeah.
Well, if we ever get like crazy rich, we're gonna buy one of them bulletproof presidential vehicles,
I'm gonna get
and then we're gonna
Popemobile.
destroy it
They
like
had a
Whistling
Popemobile there
Diesel.
too.
Yeah, they did.
the one that's like really weird.
Yeah,
They
Okay,
also
like,
had
yeah.
Donut Media's
The high-low cars. Or the trucks. Yeah,
the high-low trucks were there. That was kind of cool to see. Like they took those vehicles
Bro,
and
they're
put
in
them in a museum.
Zoomies now.
Yeah,
right?
so is Adam LZ.
Who isn't in Zoomies? That's what I'm saying.
I kind of stopped going in Zoomies after I turned 13. No, I'm playing. I won't lie. I still hop in there every once in a while.
Dakota's-
you gotta,
Dakota's-
you gotta go
yeah.
in and see.
I do-
You guys doing all right?
I feel
How's it going? We chill.
Yeah,
chill,
what
okay.
what cultural references are we at in the
then,
graphic
yeah.
tee space these
Yeah.
days?
I walk into Zoomies, they're like, yo, for real, what up, dude? What you popping? What's
Oh,
going on with
no.
you? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to fucking Trade Home or something.
I'm gonna go to Ross.
All right, I'll go get my shoes from somewhere else. I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna go to Foot Locker now.
No, for real. I feel like I'm at the age now where I'm too old to go into Zoomies, but I like some of the stuff. I did go check out like Adam LZ's merch.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I went and
Donuts
checked that
merch
out.
because that is cool as fuck. I'm not talking down on that at all. I think that's
No.
the neatest thing, and I think it's cool to see like the automotive scene get a little more mainstream. I know some
absolutely.
people get worked up about
Yeah,
that.
well.
I think Travis Scott did a lot of that too, like normalizing
Travis
the automotive
Scott,
scene.
Yeah.
Travis Scott though did do something to the 240SX pricing for sure. Because after that, the music videos, because he did a music video and did a bunch of like carousel pictures.
Oh,
of
it was like the RX-7.
RX-7, the NSX, RB's car. Because
Yeah,
the guy
we-
that was in one of the music videos, the red NSX, is actually
We
a
know
buddy of
him.
ours. He's really
Alex drove that car.
It was
Yeah,
a really
he did.
cool
It's
car.
in a Travis Scott music video.
Yeah, I think I rated it like an 8 out of 10.
He
But-
sold that car now, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, she go.
Did he, adjust the price for it being in a Travis Scott music
I
video?
don't know what the
Dude,
final
I
sale
swear to
price
God.
was.
I swear
but
to God.
I would
he
have
did.
milked that shit.
The amount of people I remember going to the Travis Scott like carousel picture.
Didn't he say like
posted.
Travis wanted to buy it from him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I remember seeing people on the Travis Scott post on Instagram. Everybody's like, to the red car, which was a 240, and they're, dude, I got it. Dude, that's a dream car. I need that car. What is that car? How do I get that car? I'm like, oh, fucking shit.
So
okay.
you're
They were already. Oh no.
So what
No,
you're
no, no.
saying is that I got a cool car.
You need
He's
to paint
telling
your
you-
car red, and
not
then
gonna paint it
maybe.
red.
Blard. Travis Scott's gonna buy Blard car from you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Could you imagine Travis Scott and Gels having a conversation together?
No. What would you guys talk about? What would be the first thing you'd say to Travis Scott?
What are you
Hello,
saying?
Mr. Scott. What are you saying? Why'd you kill those kids? Okay, that was kind of.
All right.
All right, we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be coming up on the third segment here. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
If that comment was too rough, I apologize. I'm sorry.
You're getting so soft on this podcast. Go restart the cameras.
I'm not soft. Not hard.
There's been a time in our lives we've owned a car that we thought was going to be shit and wasn't shit. There has to have been a time where there was a car where you're like, I'm just getting this because I just need like a daily or I need
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Or,
I have it.
Ford F-150.
I was
is
gonna-
it?
Multiple.
Ford
Yeah.
Escort wagon.
Ford
Oh,
Escort
that's
wagon?
cool.
That's what I learned how to drive manually.
Lagoon.
I would also like to say Ford Escort wagon because I had one as well.
So there's a common denominator here.
Buy
and
a
it's
Ford.
we all thought it was gonna be shit, and then it was. No, dude, I had a few F-150s in my day because like I would sell it. I would have it for a winter beater.
Yep.
Drive throughout the winter and be like, okay, I'm just gonna like drive my car all the time. Then I would end up getting a different car in that time. Then I'd want to keep that one nice, so then I would get another F-150. They were all white. Half of them were manual. The other, I think I had like 3 or 4 total. But no, they always did exactly what I need to, and they were.
As much as I hate to say it,
Awesome pieces
having a
of shit.
truck
I want one so bad again.
they're so incredible. I just hate the way they look. There's just
Expensive.
They're expensive. Well, and they're just not made right. For some reason, I just don't understand why. What?
What do you mean they're not made right?
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
How long did it take until Ford and Chevy were finally like, wait, what if we made the beds out of aluminum so they didn't rust as bad?
People hate that.
Cars still rust out.
So yeah, okay, they do hate it because it's aluminum, but
That's
still,
not a truck or car thing.
but that's what. No.
Bad analogy. Start over.
You want me to try again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, why does the paint suck ass on most trucks?
Vehicles.
No, my Focus ST car Ford.
Your Ford
terrible paint.
F-150 had terrible paint?
Start
And
over.
so did my Focus ST. So car and truck, I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm
well,
saying
okay.
both did.
Try
All
again.
right, let me try
That's
again.
not truck specific.
Why?
Strike 2.
Okay.
He's out of ideas.
I'm running out.
That's because trucks are nice. Everyone.
No,
drives trucks.
no, they're not.
I wish
No,
I
they're
could.
Not.
I'm probably
No, they're
realistically going to do some stuff to the Jetta, like coilovers, wheels, enjoy it for a little bit. I'm going to sell it and get a truck.
No, I just see.
Supra and a truck. Life.
Sell
do-
the summer car?
No, don't get me wrong. I like trucks.
just don't drive
They're
it
just not that great, dude.
I-
They're not that great.
Why?
Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening.
Because the quality and the price in which
Shut up.
they're set
Shut
up
up.
for is dumb.
Shut up. Here's the problem.
Shut up and let me talk.
own
Trucks
one
are like
rusty
$100,000 nowadays. That's the fucking
Yes!
problem.
So are cars.
I understand. So
Ford
for
Escort
$100,000
wagon.
and the trucks have not.
Yeah, they haven't gone like this with it. The quality has not increased. The only
Trucks have
thing
stayed
that
the
has,
same. The prices increase.
Yeah.
That's the issue you're having.
The best looking ish truck, honestly, is like a 5th gen Ram on the interior because they're finally like, hey, what if we made this leather like brown?
Okay. This is
And
this,
called it
no,
the
no, no.
Longhorn edition.
No.
And like the Texas people like,
Stop.
boom, you know?
I don't know why we're going so hard on trucks right now, but what I'll say is trucks are very nice. They're good.
Nah.
The only thing that has sucked and continuously sucked and has not improved, and I don't know why they can't get it right, is the infotainment systems.
oh my God. They're so
How about the infotainment system, the plastics, like all of the truck? There's the only thing that a truck is really that you're paying for is like the chassis. The rest of it, they go as cheap
I don't
as they
know.
possibly
I thought
can.
the interiors on like some Fords and stuff was actually like really nice.
The new one, what was the one that like Zach Edlin had? It was like a
had
newer
a-
generation.
he had a Tacoma.
No, he had a Ford F-150. We're not
Wait,
talking
who?
about Zach Rashid. We're talking
Oh.
about Zach Edlin.
Different Zachs. Gotcha. Oh yeah. He had a Ford.
Because that's when they put the same cab on the F-150s as the F-250s and F-350s. So the cab was always huge, which was great for the back seats because you got a ton of space, you know? Chevys, they're big doo-doo unless you got the big old quad cab, you know, extended cab. But still, I just don't think the quality's there in the trucks, and they do cost $100,000. That is part of it. That does
they
upset
are
me a little bit.
expensive. I'll give you that.
Would you
Meanwhile-
have the same,
meanwhile, you
would
can-
you still be complaining if they were still $30,000?
No.
There.
No.
There it is.
Volkswagens, you can buy all the fake kind of leather. It feels really nice on the inside. It's very comfortable. It's great, and it's $32,000. That's all I'm saying.
But it's not a truck.
And trucks
Yeah,
are okay.
it's half the size.
Yeah, but
And half is capable.
and half the price. But the thing is,
Yeah. That's
Exactly.
the point we're making.
no, it's like
I guess I'm not necessarily justifying. I just don't think I think cars and trucks have equally gone up.
I do
in
not
value.
I do not agree with that.
So
think
you're
that
okay with this being a 6-figure car, the Nissan Z, but a truck
that
can't
should
be a
not be a
6
6-figure
That's
car, and
what
it
we're
isn't a
saying.
6-figure car.
Sorry. Almost.
Yeah, that is not a 6-figure car. But if that car was at the same inflation of an F-150 coming off the lot at $86,000, I'd
You
say
don't
that's
think this?
fucking dumb.
You paid $50,000 for a Nissan 350Z.
With a couple turbos.
No, it's got a couple turbos,
That's about it.
and
What have they done to this? That's
they've put two.
Definitely the interior.
Yeah, the interior. the infotainment.
No.
It's the same. They
No.
put the same 3 gauges
Two
that have
years-
always been in it.
Yeah, 2 years. They can finally put a fucking boost gauge in it. So,
What's the other one? Turbo speed.
Turbo speed.
What is that? Why does that have a turbo speed
That's
gauge?
all- always
what's the
been a
difference
thing.
between boost and turbo
That's
speed?
always been a thing on the Datsuns. They always had those 3 pillars or the 3 gauges in the middle.
Well, then
That's
fucking
an
use 'em.
iconic
So that's what
thing.
I'm saying. It hasn't gone like this. It's gone like this.
No, but that's twin
We're not
turbo.
talking about this or this.
We're talking about this.
I don't agree.
I'm
It's
just
coming
saying.
with forged 19-inch wheels. It comes with a new infotainment system. It's got new safety equipment. It's got a twin turbo V6. It's got
I'll
a
agree.
manual. It's got an LSD.
The twin
dual
turbo-
exhaust.
The twin turbo is a nice upgrade, even though it's in
Nice
a car that they
brakes.
already had. So they just
Doesn't
recycled
matter.
it in.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
They
just
do that
saying,
all the time.
How big of an upgrade is it from a 350 or 370?
I would just say if the 370 when it was new in 2021 was how much? 36,000?
Sure.
36,000. So the increase in price 20 grand is for a twin turboed motor with forged wheels, a slightly different interior, a better
You're telling
infotainment
me
system and safety system.
There was no 370s that came with forged wheels.
well, the Nismo I think came with forged Volks.
You're looking to swap those out anyways. Why do you keep talking about them?
I'm just
You're rip them off immediately. Why do you keep talking about it like it's such a good thing?
well, it's because it's an
I
accessory.
had the car for a month. You're like, I can get rid of those fucking wheels. I hate them.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
these
do
forged
like
rays
them.
just
They're
aren't
actually
doing it anymore.
Oh my god, it's impossible.
I wonder how much they weigh.
We will weigh them shortly. Well, we got the M4 comp wheels back there too. Those look really good. And we tore those off the M4 immediately too.
Those are BBS, right?
Yeah.
How come this fucker don't even have Brembos? Or are those Brembos? They probably are.
No, they're Akabonos. Akabono, right?
I
Is
don't
that how
know.
you say it?
I don't know. I have
Sounds
Brembos.
Right.
Yeah, Akabono brakes. Same ones on the Z.
Why
The
is the
370.
Gloria? I know you guys can't see it there. Watching, we're sitting in front of the Gloria right now,
Upgraded headlights.
and it has 4 headlights. But yeah, but the 2 outers are blue.
Upgraded.
What's blue? Why blue? Why?
Because
what
it's
is
like
blue?
it's like a style thing. It's a style thing.
Are those the?
H7s?
Oh, no, there's like the. Was it PIAA?
Oh,
like
yeah,
a really
yeah.
sought after.
Yeah,
Like bulb, those
Yeah.
you can sell those to
I know.
some like high school kid for hell of money.
I know.
High school kids don't have hella money.
Exactly.
It's the little things. What do we think? I mean, obviously, we just talked about the Ford Escort and Ford F-150 being the best
Car of all
like-
time.
I won't say it's the best. I just said I was happily surprised because I thought it'd be shit,
The
and I was
Escort-
willing to accept it because it was dirt cheap.
And then you're
it
like,
was
wow,
awesome.
this is actually pretty nice.
It never left me stranded.
My Ford Escort's name was Putt Putt.
Why are you naming your cars Putt Putt?
Who names their cars anymore?
Yeah,
No,
what do
I
you-
don't. That was just back. That was like the family named it.
He has a name for the
Because it was-
RX-8. He just doesn't want to tell
I do
us
not have a
anymore.
name for
What
the
would
RX-8.
you name the RX-8?
I don't
What's
have
the name of the
I
RX-8?
literally don't
Putt-Putt?
have
Tell me the name.
it. Putt Putt 2.0.
Putt Bang?
Putt bang.
I have watched Gels drive by traffic on the highway, let off the gas, the flame comes out, and I see the other car wiggle away from the center of the road.
The RX-8 can shoot pretty big flames.
It's ridiculous.
I've seen it multiple times,
So stupid.
especially if you see it around sunset.
Oh, it's
Or at
so
night.
cool.
Yeah,
You
we
really
were
see
we were
those.
on our way up to US Air on that Saturday, and we had fucking old John Boy and his fucking Ford Ranger doing 40 and a 55, and I had to get around him. I think I probably made him shit.
You
his
scared
pants
the
a
shit
little
out of that guy.
bit. I didn't even try. Like I was like, I just want to get around his. Like it was a loud one.
yeah.
There's some that when it backfires, you feel that shit in your chest.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I'm trying to think of like, is there a car that you would say that you would go to bat for that you think can really do it all?
Do it all.
That you would be like,
Yeah, Jetta Sportwagon TDI. I've gone down this road many times.
it's just ugly.
No, it's not. I think they even look good.
No, they're ugly.
What?
They're ugly. I think they're ugly.
I think if you
Don't
lower
attack
it-
my personal character, but I just think they're a little ugly.
I think if you lower it,
It looks better.
it looks good. And then they also have like an OEM lip and side skirts that you can put on. That's a little bit pricey.
I
But
think it's because I've always seen them in white.
What's wrong with that color?
what's up with that?
I had a white one. I thought it looked good.
Or you had the red rotiforms on it, did you?
Yeah. If I could go back, I wouldn't
sure.
do that again.
I wish
it
we-
30
came up
the
on-
34-pound wheels on
Dude,
the
those
my
things-
fuel mileage went down with those wheels.
those
Rotiform
wheels were
BLQs,
atrocious.
the heaviest goddamn thing.
They're so heavy.
Dude, I remember when we put those on, I was like, "This is insane."
Yeah, it was insane.
so fucking
I
heavy.
watched my fuel mileage directly go down from that.
Yeah, you did like
couldn't believe
you
it.
did like with the DPF and all that.
No, you
exhaust.
didn't. Hypothetically, you might have.
Hypothetically, if
Well,
you
I never
did
drove
that-
it on the street once.
Yeah,
I
you never
did it.
drove it on the street once you did that. But like the tune and everything, like you got really good gas mileage. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was
This
over
like-
60, and I put those wheels on. I went back down to 50 when I was driving it in
When
my
you, have to,
backyard.
when you have to spend $2,500 to counteract the weight of your wheels to get the same gas mileage.
If I could do it again, I wouldn't do the BLQs. That's
if
for
you
sure.
were to do it again, we would have finally done the Wonder Bread wrap. It would have been so.
I thought that would be cool. See, that would have been sick.
I know it would have been.
it would have been
I
so.
just- I have
easy.
not
just
seen
a couple
that-
circles.
I have not seen that
amazing.
wagon in a different color than white.
There is other ones.
Yeah, like gray,
Black.
silver.
Volkswagen really got creative with that.
You see a
platform.
red Volkswagen, it's like,
Okay,
damn.
well we know what mine is, Alex. What one would you pick? What's a car you say?
Can like do it all.
Yeah, that
I would say like
better be fucking good too.
honestly, I would go back to a 2002 or 2001 Audi Allroad with
Okay.
the
It's the same goddamn car.
with the
literally
two,
the same.
with the 2.7, the 6-speed manual, 252 horsepower. You can tune it up to 320 without doing anything else to the car. You can lift it. It looks awesome. Takes the kids to school.
I agree.
All-wheel drive.
That's a good car. It's just practically the same thing I said, but that wasn't good. All right, Charles, what do you got?
All right, 1995
Eclipse.
BMW 325i sedan.
Really?
Yeah,
That's your do-it-all car?
dude. That
Why?
that I know I've said it before. I'm saying it. That car got me places that it absolutely, like on paper, should not have gotten me. And I'll stand by that. I'll die by that.
Damn.
You wrote down on paper where it's not going to get you?
Yeah, like you look down the statistics. No, it was like where it did get me. You're like,
So where did it get you?
250,000 mile BMW with blown suspension is not going to get you there, and it did.
Where did it get you? Where was the first time you drove that car and you're like, holy shit, I made it?
It was literally when I dropped it off at its final resting place.
Buried it.
Drove it
back.
from Green Bay back to Park Falls, and
How far of a drive is that
it's
for
about
the?
4 hours.
Wow.
Like all highway, like just cruising, and like it was rough. She was on her last legs, and I'm like, man, I just need you to make it home, and she did, barely.
And then you put
there was a
her
little
down.
bit of a fuel, yeah. Then we put her down. we're going to the nice farm. You're gonna have a great. You can drive all over the field. I think it actually did
Free
get
oil.
turned.
You're
I
like-
think it did get turned into a demo car.
Point your headlights at the field. No more E36.
I think it did get turned into a demolition car.
That's even sadder.
That's the worst way
Should've
to
just
go.
put it out of its misery. My God.
It's like holding on to it just so you can enjoy it. You selfish bastard.
It was like sitting out back by our we have like a separate like building back home. And it's like a shop. And we kind of just like put it along the backside, and it overgrew with like weeds and shit, and animals are probably living in it, and all the tires are flat. My mom's like, we need to get rid of this car. I'm like, when someone comes along with like $20, I'll fucking give it to them. And there was a couple guys back home that they saw, and they're like, oh, we can probably do something with it. And they pulled it out of there. So
Wow.
Pulled it out of there.
Out of its grave.
out of her
Kill
grave.
it again.
He's like, just
Murder
leave
it.
me alone.
Anything else that we want to talk about today on the world wide web of what's going on in the automotive industry?
I'd just say check out some stuff at MartiniWorks. Improving that shit every day, all the time.
Yeah.
Got your build threads on there. We're sharing them on Instagram. So if you're not following Instagram MartiniWorks, make sure to do that.
Absolutely. And if you guys aren't staying tuned to some of the things that we've got going on, we'll be launching what we're calling the Unbox channel very,
Yes.
very soon. So that's
A
going to be
third channel.
a third channel. It's going to be over on YouTube.
just
It's
gonna
going to be
keep going.
going into all of the specific, in-depth, raw, authentic details of the parts that you know and love, so that if you want to buy them, you know about them.
No one
before you
love
buy
for
them.
now.
So that you do know, hey, when you buy Rotiform BLQs, they do just so happen to weigh like 29 pounds.
And drop your gas mileage.
And drop your gas mileage.
Drop your gas.
Seizure.
Them was drop a gum.
So with that said, and that pitch out of the way, go check it out. We appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you guys and gals for those that did pick up a sticker or a banner for your cars. It does mean the world. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.